How you brothers and sisters doing out there? It's Brother LeVar coming back to you guys again with another topic. Today is November 27th, 2014, so-called Thanksgiving Day. I'm out here in the cold and snow, you know what I'm saying, doing the work of the Lord. I basically wanted to do something real quick, not take up too much of your time, because we see these holidays and things like that come up and everybody talks about the paganism and things like that is around us here in the United States of America. But I want to offer you guys a little something different dealing with Thanksgiving in a biblical perspective. Instead of a pagan perspective, we all know that the pagans used to worship a Greek goddess and a Roman goddess and all these different goddesses throughout different cultures. One of the names she went by was Demeter. Another name she went by is Ceres, where you get your word cereal from. And this is a grain goddess of harvest. And you know, you could look on the Thanksgiving Day parades and you can see her in the float, you know, all that. But that's not what this is about. This is a biblical perspective on Thanksgiving. And the main message I want to send you guys out there is, what are you doing to show your thanksgiving to the Creator for sending His Son to die for your sins? A lot of brothers out there, like I always talk about, this hate that they have for my particular congregation and other brothers and sisters out there that are out here trying to live upright and righteous. They raise all these arguments against people and they think they're doing the work of God, and they're really not. They're really just a bunch of haters. But I want to go into the scriptures, deal with a little bit of the Levitical priesthood and the peace offering, better known as a thanks offering. So I'm going to get it started, and I'm going to read, start here at Leviticus chapter 7. And I'm going to start at verse 11. And it says, and the heading of this is the peace offering. It says, and this is the law of the sacrifice of peace offerings, which he shall offer unto the Lord. Let's take time to define peace offering in the Hebrew. And it's 8002 in the Hebrew section of the concordance. And the Hebrew word there translated for peace offerings is shalem. And it says sacrifice for alliance or friendship. Also voluntary sacrifice of thanks. So basically, the Levitical priesthood had many different oblations or sacrifices, and one of the sacrifices they did was a thanks offering unto the Most High. But what was this thanks for? Well, this particular thanks was for all the things that he had done for them. It's called beneficence. And when I was growing up in church, we used to have a benevolent offering. And there was an offering for all the people who sought aid from the church. But beneficence and benevolent are closely related words, because in a nutshell, it just means to express goodwill or kindness. Well, the Most High was very benevolent unto Israel and showing his kindness and his mercy to them. And even in times of trouble, when they fasted, when they wanted the Most High to come and bless them and get them out of their trouble, they would offer up one of these thanks offerings to the Most High as an act of humility to the Most High. You can read that through the scriptures as well. Let's continue to read here, starting at verse 12. It says, if he offer it for a thanksgiving, then he shall offer with the sacrifice of thanksgiving unleavened cakes mingled with oil, and unleavened wafers anointed with oil, and cakes mingled with oil of fine flour fried. So we see here that this is one of the offerings that the ancient Levites or the Levitical priesthood used to offer to the Most High. And we see that it's some of the same food that they offered in other offerings, like the sin offerings and the trespass offerings, so forth and so on. And it says, besides the cakes, he shall offer for his offering leavened bread with the sacrifice of thanksgiving, of his peace offerings. So this was a thanksgiving offering unto the Most High. And we're going to read the Smith's Bible Dictionary to get a little bit more clarity on it, to see when it was administered for them to do this, because we know that when it comes to their special holy days and their Sabbath days, the Most High had a certain appointed time for these things to be done. We're going to read something different about this particular offering though, but we're going to continue at verse 14. And of it he shall offer one out of the whole oblation for an heave offering unto the Lord, and it shall be the priest that sprinkleth the blood of the peace offerings, and the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offerings for thanksgiving shall be eaten the same day that it is offered. He shall not leave any of it until the morning. Once again, a lot of brothers and sisters don't understand that when they offer these particular sacrifices to the Most High, they didn't waste this stuff, they ate it. And the book clearly tells you that they don't supposed to keep that stuff there until the morning. That's what this is saying. So we're going to go to the Smith's Bible Dictionary real quick, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to just read a portion of it for you guys to get a little bit understanding of when were they were supposed to administer this particular offering, right? It says, the peace offerings, unlike other sacrifices, were not ordained to be offered in fixed or regular course. See, like I said, all these other sacrifices had a fixed time. And, you know, whether it be a weekly Sabbath offering or offering on the Feast of Weeks, Day of Atonement, all these things, you know what I'm saying? This was different. This didn't have a regular course. It says, the general principle of the peace offering seems to have been that it should be entirely spontaneous, offered as occasion should arise from the feeling of the sacrificer himself. And we're going to read that real quick. Let's go to Leviticus 19:5, because Smith Bible Dictionary just told you that this was done spontaneously and they didn't have a fixed time in which this particular offering was administered, right? So let's read that real quick. Let's go to Leviticus. Got these gloves on, kind of hard to turn these pages, but it's all good. Leviticus 19:5, and it reads, and if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will. So that lets you know right there that Smith Bible Dictionary was on point, that they did this spontaneously. It wasn't done like all the rest of the sacrifices was done in course. But it was a thanks offering, okay, to the Most High for the beneficence that the Most High had. This means charity. This is love, the love that the Most High showed Israel, and blessing them and sanctifying them from the rest of the nations. And you already know, we believe anybody else from any other nation who want to come in and join the Most High and his covenant, they were permitted to do so. But only the Levitical priesthood was allowed to make these sacrifices. This is not something that anybody in Israel could do. You got brothers jumping up in their respective camps today, making sacrifices to the Lord. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to the last couple places in the Bible I want to go to. Make this quick. Brothers ain't got no business doing no sacrifices these days, but that's the ignorance that we see out here. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 9. I'll start at verse 6. Thus read, but this I say, he which sows sparingly shall reap also sparingly, and he which sows bountifully shall reap also bountifully. Every man according as he purposed in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. This whole thing is about Thanksgiving. And what people need to understand is you get out of this thing what you put in it. If you in love with your ministry and you growing, you ought to be giving to that ministry. That's one way that you can show your thanks is by giving. Everybody want to take nowadays. Nobody wants to give anything. Everybody's selfish. Apostle Paul lets us know that if you give bountifully, you will also reap the benefits bountifully. But the fact of the matter is, nobody puts their faith towards that. It's all about me, me, me. But if you're going to celebrate Thanksgiving, at least do it in a way to where you're not a hypocrite. Because a lot of these people don't understand that, well, they are in paganism with this particular day. They don't understand that, but yet and still, they'll come over everybody's house and eat everything up. But they're not really thankful for what they got. Because it's all about them anyway.